Now, I thought that hate was too strong of a word at the time. Angel Reese is damn sure jealous of Caitlin Clark. She's got a lot of anger. She has a lot of resentment towards the Great White Hope. But I thought the bitterness was professional. I thought Angel Reese was jealous because Caitlin Clark is a mainstream draw.
What happens when a WNBA star crosses the line from rivalry to hate? Angel Reese's controversial TikTok has left fans stunned and her career hanging by a thread. Could this spell the end of her journey? And why hasn't the league issued a single statement?
Right there. There's the picture. And Angel Reese did in fact repost this on TikTok, it looks like, and share it. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Or are you kidding me?
The WNBA's silence is only adding fuel to the fire, leaving fans both frustrated and bewildered. But there might be a glimmer of accountability. Rumors suggest that Tyler Marsh may be preparing to issue Angel Reese a suspension.
But Tyler Marsh, he immediately earned my respect yesterday.
Stick around as we break down exactly what she reposted, the rules she may have violated, and why many fans believe the league is playing favorites. So what exactly did Angel Reese post that has everyone talking? Angel Reese reposted this to her TikTok account. The image is blurry and filled with grammatical and spelling mistakes. Honestly, I'm surprised the original poster even spelled "the" correctly. But the message read, "White girl running from the fade." Angel Reese's repost hit the internet like a spark in dry grass. The video featured a clip of Caitlin Clark paired with that caption. In sports slang, running from the fade means backing down from a fight or confrontation.
Angel Reese reposted this to her TikTok account. I know the image is blurry and filled with grammatical and spelling errors. I'm honestly surprised that whoever posted this originally was able to spell "the" correctly. But the message, it says, "White girl running from the fade."
Ouch. Let's be honest. Clark's face being front and center made it come across as more than just trash talk. To many fans, it felt deeply personal and unnecessarily hostile, not just a playful jab between two competitive athletes.
I'm assuming, though, that the racial connotation here is that Caitlin Clark is a scared white girl running away from the black woman. When the reality is, Caitlin Clark was just treating Angel Reese just like the rest of the WNBA audience is treating Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark walked away from the fight and treated Angel Reese like an afterthought.
Under the WNBA's code, any content promoting violence or hate toward another player violates the zero-tolerance hate speech policy. Reese's decision to share this video didn't just stir up drama, it ignited a storm of backlash. The timing made it worse. Clark's star is on the rise, and she's becoming a major force in women's basketball. But what fans saw in that post was hostility, not just competitive banter.
Reese or whatever I got told was Angel Reese about the white girl didn't want any of the fade or something like that. I thought it had to be a mistake. Somebody asked me about it and I said, no, surely to God she would not have even Angel Reese surely realizes not to repost something like that, right? Hell, I guess I was wrong.
Comments exploded, accusing Reese of encouraging violence, not promoting healthy competition. One fan wrote, "This crosses the line. We want to see rivalry, not threats." Another added, "You're supposed to be a role model, not someone encouraging this kind of behavior."
Talking about there's no room for hate, this and that and the other one, and you got a player that's blatantly advocating for violence against far and away your most popular player. All right, and bringing race into the situation.
The backlash didn't stop with the comment section. An analyst on a major sports podcast said, "This isn't rivalry, it's a direct call for conflict." That reaction only intensified the storm. The conversation quickly shifted from whether Reese's post was edgy banter to whether it encouraged something more dangerous. People started questioning whether this was really about basketball or something uglier brewing beneath the surface. The WNBA's silence only made it worse. The league has strict social media policies, yet Reese's repost seemed to cross a line. Fans waited for a response. None came. But when Indiana Fever fans were accused of racism, the league responded immediately. This raised questions. Was Reese being protected because of her popularity? Was the league avoiding the racial element to dodge backlash? The inaction only made things feel more volatile.
Mutual respect has been replaced with disdain. And judging by Angel Reese's own TikTok account, it appears that it could be racially motivated.
Speculation spread quickly. Some fans believed Angel Reese's influence was protecting her from consequences, while others pointed out that the WNBA had acted swiftly in similar cases before. So, why not now? The league's silence sent a message, intentional or not, making people question whether the rules are applied equally. To make matters worse, even when Outkick's host raised the issue, the WNBA still gave no response.
My boy over at Outkick, Bobby Burack, who's a hell of a good journalist, did reach out to the WNBA. Right here, I asked the WNBA if they had a comment on Angel Reese's racist post on TikTok about Caitlin Clark. The league had no comment, nor would it address Reese suggesting she wants to fight Caitlin Clark. So much for, quote, zero tolerance for hate.
This type of controversy doesn't just damage Angel Reese's image, it puts the entire league under scrutiny. Women's basketball has worked hard to gain attention and build a larger audience. But situations like this can push fans away. If rivalries turn toxic and the league appears inconsistent, it's not just players who suffer, it's the sport itself. Fans want fair play and real competition, not personal attacks or double standards. And as the WNBA stays silent, the frustration only intensifies. That silence is now becoming a bigger problem than the original post, making everyone ask, is this a one-time lapse or a sign of a deeper issue in how the league handles its stars?
And the WNBA is going after and lecturing Indiana Fever fans in this investigation? Are you trying to tell me Angel Reese is not going to get suspended for this, not going to get fined for this? Or is the WNBA too gutless to stand up against things like this, even if it is against a white woman?
Now, all eyes are on the WNBA's silence. But what's really upsetting fans is the sense of a double standard. The league has clearly defined policies on hate speech and player conduct, yet this time, enforcement seems to have vanished. The contrast with past actions is glaring and hard to ignore. Interview 11. The WNBA responded publicly and rapidly when Brittany Griner was detained in Russia, issuing statements and launching social media support campaigns within hours. That quick, firm reaction set a standard for how the league handles high-profile controversies. So when Angel Reese's post went viral and the league said nothing, people took notice.
Angel Reese posted this on TikTok yesterday. Here we are, 24 hours later, and I have yet to see the WNBA launch an investigation. Well, that's strange. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Wasn't it last Thursday that the WNBA launched their No Space for Hate campaign?
Fans argue that if any other player had posted this, there would have been immediate fines or suspensions. But Reese remains untouched, fueling speculation of favoritism. The irony isn't lost, especially coming from a league that often speaks out against hate. Some believe the WNBA is shielding Reese, either due to her popularity or the racial sensitivity surrounding the situation. Interview 13.
Sports fans are going to go after Brittany Griner over that. They're going to heckle her over that. I heard that yesterday and was like, are you kidding me? Fact. Brittany Griner got arrested in Russia for cannabis oil, which is illegal in Russia. You expect sports fans to not literally heckle her with that during a game? Have you ever been to a Raiders game, an Eagles game? You got to be kidding me.
That perception has only grown as more people compare this to players who've faced instant penalties for less controversial content. One fan wrote on social media, "If this were any other player, there'd already be fines or suspensions. Plain and simple, this feels like a double standard." Another added, "The WNBA is shooting itself in the foot. They can't just stay quiet and hope it disappears." Even some of Reese's usual supporters aren't defending her this time. They're simply asking why the league refuses to speak up.
Wouldn't this be an example of hate? Wouldn't this be an example of social media harassment? Me personally, I wouldn't do anything about it. I think everyone should be allowed to speak their minds and let the market decide who they will support. But that is clearly not the WNBA's approach. The diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelberg, she has decided to take a more militant approach. She wants to police behavior. She wants to censor speech. Now, with that being the case, why hasn't the WNBA launched an investigation into Angel Reese?
It's not just fans expressing frustration. With new TV deals depending on brand safety, sponsors are already concerned about the league's inaction. The WNBA is finally getting more mainstream attention, especially with rising stars like Caitlin Clark drawing huge audiences. But that growth brings responsibility. Sponsors and media partners need assurance that the league will protect its image and enforce rules fairly. If the WNBA appears inconsistent, it risks losing deals critical to its future. Some are already warning that audiences won't stick around if they feel star players aren't held accountable.
It has been almost a week since this supposed hate speech took place. In that time, there hasn't been a single shred of evidence presented. 5 days in an era where nothing is hidden, nothing seems to be confidential, and there hasn't been one piece of evidence to support these baseless claims from the WNBA. But we do have evidence of potential hate speech from Angel Reese, which was directed at the cash cow. It was directed at the only player in this league that's capable of drawing an audience.
Other players are watching this closely. If the league applies its rules unevenly, it risks building resentment in the locker room. Athletes who were penalized harshly for their own posts might now view Reese's treatment as proof that controversy or star power grants immunity. That doesn't just hurt morale. It weakens the foundation of trust the league needs to keep everyone aligned. Fans want to believe the WNBA stands for fairness and integrity, but that belief is being tested right now.
It's engaging. They opened a big investigation into an obvious fake racism hoax, and the media ran with it. Yeah, I mean, you got people with ESPN making absurd comments right now.
Word that Coach Tyler Marsh might be the first to suspend her. Will his action highlight the league's hesitation? The fallout from this moment is bigger than just one player or one post. It reflects what the WNBA truly stands for, how it treats its biggest stars, and whether it's ready to handle the pressure that comes with a growing spotlight. Angel Reese's TikTok controversy is a reminder that today's athletes face intense scrutiny online. Her repost shows how every move on social media is magnified. For someone with her fame, a single post doesn't just reach fans, it becomes a statement everyone dissects. As the WNBA fights for greater recognition and respect, the behavior of its stars matters even more. Young fans look up to Reese, and what they see online shapes their views of what's acceptable, on and off the court. When a top player pushes boundaries, the impact stretches far beyond her reputation.
Tyler Marsh, he immediately earned my respect yesterday.
That kind of influence can turn a single post into a league-wide controversy. Suddenly, people aren't just talking about Angel Reese. They're debating what this means for the sport, for the fans, and for the league's image. It's no longer just one mistake. It's an example of how fast things can spiral when a player's digital presence is under constant watch.
If you want to keep all these new fans around and you want to be treated like a real sports league, you've got to start taking things like this seriously and quit worrying about going after somebody because they made a crack about Brittany Griner being arrested in Russia.
There are clear examples of how professional leagues handle moments like this. When Myers Leonard used an anti-Semitic slur in 2022, the NBA responded immediately, with a 10-game suspension and a $50,000 fine. That swift public reaction sent a strong message. Some lines cannot be crossed. Leonard apologized within 24 hours. Reese, by contrast, has yet to speak about her post directly, leaving space for criticism to grow. That silence gives the story momentum and increases the pressure on the WNBA to respond.
Just maybe. It's because this initiative was never meant to monitor WNBA players. It was never meant to monitor the minuscule fan base of Angel Reese. This program was specifically designed for fans of Caitlin Clark, or as the media prefers to call them, white people.
Today's athletes are expected to balance being real with being responsible. Fans want authenticity, but also expect their heroes to set a positive example. The WNBA's growth relies on its stars reflecting values like respect, fair play, and sportsmanship. Parents want role models for their kids. Sponsors want to invest in a league that safeguards its image. When a player's actions threaten that image, it's not just about her, it's about the entire league's reputation. Coach Tyler Marsh's rumored suspension may be the first sign of internal accountability. But whether it's Marsh or the league itself that acts, this moment will define how seriously the WNBA enforces its standards in the digital age.
What Tyler Marsh just admitted was he did not hear any hate speech during the game, and he didn't even know about this until the WNBA launched an investigation. And more than likely, the WNBA launched their investigation based on what people were saying on social media.
What happens next will show whether the WNBA is ready to rise to the occasion or allow moments like this to shape its legacy. Angel Reese's TikTok post isn't just a personal mistake. It's a spotlight moment for the WNBA, testing its dedication to fairness and accountability. Fans are already wondering if the league's silence signals selective enforcement of its rules. If this incident is ignored, the trust that's been built may begin to crumble. With its reputation and credibility on the line, the WNBA has a choice: uphold its zero-tolerance policy or risk being defined by inaction.
Give me your thoughts on this. Angel Reese posts a potentially racially motivated tweet about Caitlin Clark. Has Angel Reese been influenced by her jealous colleagues in the WNBA? Why hasn't the WNBA launched an investigation into Angel Reese?
Silence won't protect the league's credibility. Only action will. What do you think? Should the WNBA step in, or is Coach Marsh's suspension enough?